Stupid show tonight. I'm a Godfather Soul Justin Swimming. Name my topic tonight is called Arrogant, Awful and Arrogance in Albuquerque, New Mexico. But before I do, I'm gonna start the show with a little bit, open up the show with a little bit of music. I'm gonna show with see trying to think. I open the show with The Hearts of Filthy Lustin' by David Bowie. Some of you might have heard for that song from the movie, from the egg credits to the movie Seven with Morgan Freeman and Brad Pitt. So stick around. I'm getting the music playing. And I'll be right back with tonight's stupid show. Here it is: The Hearts of Filthy Lustin' by the late David Bowie. Here we go. Right back. Yep, Heart's Filthy Lesson, all you just heard by David Bowie. All you just heard. Let's get down tonight with tonight's show. Terrible show. Then now, forever together, WWE leads us into the show. For the first time ever, WWE Monday Night Raw is live from New Mexico. The WWE drone flies us up to the Rio Rancho Event Center. CM Punk defeated main event Jey Uso to win the vacant World Heavyweight Championship at Saturday night's main event. Backstage segment. A confident CM Punk, the new World Heavyweight Champion, is walking backstage. The camera follows him out to the arena. New World Heavyweight Champion CM Punk appears. World Heavyweight Champion CM Punk makes his entrance to a big reception. Punk lays the World Heavyweight Championship on the floor and pats it. Punk picks it up, pops up to his feet, and shouts, "It's clobbering time." Punk slaps hands with some fans on his way down the aisleway. Punk celebrates in the ring. The crowd chants his name and Punk looks moved by the reaction. Punk asks, "Is it great to be champ on Monday Night Raw in the great state of New Mexico or what?" Punk asks the crowd how they're feeling, if they sound fired up. Punk says if there's a litany of people he needs to thank for getting him to this point, the crowd chants, "You deserve it." Punk says we'll cover the difference between deserving and earning it. Punk thanks his very smart, intelligent, and tough as needed wife, AJ Lee. Punk says, "Thank you, babe, for always standing next to me in the bad times so we can stand next to each other, chest puffed out, and enjoy the times." Next, Punk thanks the fans. Some call them the WWE Universe. To him, they're CM Punk fans. Punk doesn't get here without each and every single one of them. Punk tells them to clap for themselves because they deserve it. The CM Punk chant fires up. The third person he wants to thank is main event Jey Uso. Punk thanks him for the tough match and the hard fight. Uso is truly a main eventer. Punk says, "Yeet." Going forward, he like to be friends, but if it doesn't turn out to be that way, 2 years ago he said he's not here to make friends. He's here to earn money and be a champion. Punk did that. Another CM Punk chant picks up. Punk doesn't know how much time he has left, but SummerSlam taught him something. He held on at top for 3 minutes after beating Gunther. He has to hold on to it as tightly as possible for now. There's no snake in the grass. Seth Rollins waiting in the wings to cash in his Money in the Bank briefcase. Punk asks the crowd to indulge him and mocks Rollins' taunt, where he swings the title over his head like a helicopter blade. Punk certainly says, "Speedy recovery." If Rollins comes back, he'll put him back on the couch. Yeah. Amen, that's CM Punk. This title is vindication. For 2 years, he walked around as a king without a crown. With the crown, there's a target on his back. In front, there's a locker room full of badass talent. If he's not who he claims to be, the best in the world, he could lose his title. Punk knows there's a line with Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. Division says they are coming for his gold. Punk says wants to be a fighting champion for a multitude of reasons. There are a lot of people he wants to punch in the face, like Breaker, Reed, and Paul Heyman. Punk wants to test himself against the best his company has to offer, including the best professional wrestlers on earth, such as AJ Styles. Styles has earned the right to step up and get a title shot. Someone who has 2 belts hasn't earned or deserved any. Dirty Dum Dum has filed under someone he wants to punch in the face. Punk mentions that JD McDonough is an explanation of professional wrestling. But if Punk isn't himself on his best day and McDonough is, he could lose his title. Finn Balor is another great. Sheamus, he'll be he be his Huckleberry. There's another complimentary who doesn't have much time. John Cena he'll be Cena's Huckleberry. If he wants some, he can come get some. If he wants it, they can get in line because the champ is here. Logan Paul's music hits. Punk looks pained to see Maverick. Punk says he made a mistake and spoke too soon. He wants to be a fighting champion for anyone but Paul. Punk wants nothing to do with his famous for nothing ass. Yeah, here comes Logan Paul running his stupid ass mouth. Punk tells Paul to go to SmackDown. Eli Dragunov has an open challenge. That's more of Paul's lane. Paul gets in the ring and Punk does his best Michael Scott impression as he yells, "No, no." Paul takes a microphone and says, "And no will CM Punk said that anyone can challenge him. Paul is a Ferrari that no one can afford." Punk is a used Honda with 270,000 miles. Paul has been in the ring with Roman Reigns, John Cena, and AJ Styles. Paul beat Styles at WrestleMania. The crowd can boo because they're mad. If anyone in this industry has earned a title shot, it's Logan Paul. The crowd loudly boos. And ladies and gentlemen, WWE Hall of Famer Paul Heyman walks out to the stage with a big Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker in tow. Heyman introduces himself and there says they are about to take a walk all the way down to the ring. Heyman says he heard Punk refer to himself as a king without a crown. Heyman sees a bitch without an owner. He's talking to Mr. YouTube Logan Paul. The front of the line goes to the man who recently beat Roman Reigns, the tribal thief, Bronson Reed. The front of the line belongs to the future of WrestleMania, Braun Breaker. Paul isn't on the line. He's on the line to get on the line for the opportunity to get to the champion. Punk says he's been champion for 2 days, 432 days shorter than when they were champion. Heyman reminds Punk that he is not the reason they lost the title. Heyman says, "Your move." As CM Punk chant fires up, Heyman says, "You're in the wrong place at the wrong time. Get the stepping now." Paul looks flabbergasted that Paul isn't moving. Paul says, "You snooze, you lose." They're pretty slow. Paul was here first. If they wanted a spot, they should have put some pep in their step and found some hustle. Breaker smiles incredulously. Breaker says Heyman bought everyone 2 weeks to live because they had to sit and be patient for 2 weeks right after they dropped Seth Rollins in the dirt. They had to be patient for weeks until the new champion was crowned. Punk had his moment, but the dog isn't waiting anymore. The crowd barks. Crowd barks. Woo, woo, woo. Breaker says he's coming for what belongs to him. There is nothing else standing in his way except for a guy holding it. holding to keep it warm, and a dumbass YouTuber who thinks he's tough. Breaker tells them to get out of his ring or he'll whip them like a dog. Punk tells Paul either fighting with him or he can get the hell out of his ring. Breaker wags his finger and drops to fight with Punk. Paul gets out of the ring and walks around Reed. Paul tries to get around Breaker, but Breaker shoves him down. Breaker and Reed circle the World Heavyweight Champion. Punk starts to fight them off, but quickly overwhelm him. Paul gets to his feet and walks off on Punk. Punk looks back at what is happening and starts to think. Paul teases getting into the ring before he finally does. Paul attacks Reed and Breaker, and they soon overpower him. Breaker hits Paul with a spine buster. Reed then crushes Paul with a tsunami. Punk gets in the ring with a steel chair. Breaker bails out of the ring. Punk hits Reed with a midsection with the chair before smashing it off his back. Punk challenges them to get back in the ring, but Payman backs them up. Punk reaches over Paul and grabs his World Heavyweight Championship. Pre-show arrivals. The Kabuki Warriors are shown arriving at the Rio Rancho Event Center. World Tag Team Champions AJ Styles and Dragon Lee are shown entering the center together. Women's World Champion Stephanie McCare makes her entrance. WWE Hall of Famer Nikki Bella follows her. They team up to take on Roxanne Perez and Raquel Rodriguez of the Judgment Day next. Replay last week on Raw. Roxanne Perez defeated Nikki Bella. Stephanie McCare saved Bella from a beating. Here we go, women's tag team match. Women's World Raw Women's World Champion Stephanie McCare and WWE Hall of Famer Nikki Bella versus the Judgment Day. Roxanne Perez and Raquel Rodriguez. Referees Eddie Orango. Roxanne Perez starts against Nikki Bella. They lock up and Perez presses herself against the ropes. Perez rolls away from Bella and puts herself through the ropes to keep her back. Bella eventually grabs her and hits a fireman's carry takeover. Perez fights up, but Bella twists the arm and pulls her down by the hair. Perez gets up and stomps her foot. Perez twists the arm, but Bella fights out with a monkey flip. Raquel Rodriguez tags in and throws Bella down. Bella applies a wrist lock, but Rodriguez sends her down hard into the corner. Hard to the corner, Rodriguez elbows her in the head a few times before again going for a slam. But Bella slides out and tags Women's World Champion Stephanie McCare. Rodriguez quickly shoulder tackles her. McCare goes for a head scissor move, but they execute it cleanly. Rodriguez counters with a suplex attempt, but McCare gets out of it Vaquero rocks her with a super kick. Perez tags in, but Vaquero hits her with a snap suplex. Vaquero super kicks Rodriguez, and Bella comes off to the second rope with a flying kick, knocking Rodriguez out of the ring. Vaquero takes Perez down and signals for a devil's kiss. But Perez pulls out of the ring. Vaquero and Bella come off the apron with a stereo crossbody blocks. Go to commercial break. From the break, Rodriguez hits Bella with a slingshot suplex. Perez tags in and hits a double stomp, jump, springboard moonsault for a 2 count. Perez clubs her down and applies a neck vice. The crowd chants for Bella as she fights up and hits a jawbreaker. Rodriguez tags in and drags Bella away from the corner. Bella kicks her away before hitting a boot to the face. Bella then hooks her head and scales a rope for a tornado DDT. Vaquero tags in and hits Rodriguez with a head scissor for a roll-up for a 2 count. Vaquero strikes Rodriguez to the corner. Rodriguez sidesteps her, but Vaquero rolls to avoid the boot. Vaquero then hits a dragon screw off the ropes. Rodriguez is down in the corner, so Vaquero hits her with a running meteora. Vaquero goes for an SVB, but Rodriguez fights out. Rodriguez gets her in the corner, but Vaquero knocks her back. Rodriguez drops her to the apron, but Vaquero knocks her back. Vaquero goes for the top rope and hits a diving crossbody block for a 2 count. Vaquero sets up for another SVB. Rodriguez gets out and clotheslines her in the back of the head. The crowd chants, "This is awesome. This is awesome." Perez tags in and chokes Vaquero on the ropes before hitting an uppercut to the back of the neck. Perez goes for a double jump moonsault, but Vaquero catches her and hits a back suplex. Vaquero catches her with a devil's kiss, which it gets a huge reaction. Bella tags in and Perez with a rack attack 2.0. 1-2, Rodriguez pulls Bella off Perez. Vaquero goes for a springboard crossbody on Rodriguez, but Rodriguez catches her. Vaquero counters with a hair crown over the top rope. Vaquero sets up for a devil's apron, but Rodriguez counters her by slamming her face first onto the ring apron. In the ring, Perez goes for a roll-up, but Bella sits on her shoulders. Perez kicks out and knocks Bella into the ropes. Rodriguez punches Bella in the head, and Perez connects with Pop Rocks for the win. Winners, Judgment Day, Raquel and Roxanne. Well, at least Vaquero is still the World Heavyweight Champion, still the Raw Women's Champion. The Judgment Day celebrates outside the ring with Vaquero and soles Bella in the ring. I don't know why they bring Nikki Bella back. As announced on Saturday night's main event, John Cena commented on his final opponent. The one question Cena has been asked since he announced on his retirement over a year ago who he wants to face in his final match. Cena wants to see someone being given the same opportunity he was given in his debut match starting next week. Raw from Boston. A 16-man tournament will commence featuring stars from Raw, SmackDown, and NXT, and even those who don't work for WWE. His final opponent won't be handpicked. It'll be hard-earned. Cena says, "You want some? Come get some." Raw General Manager's office. Referee Sean Bennett is spinning a bingo tumbler with the Raw General Manager Adam Pearce. We'll find out the first matchup of the last time is now tournament. Backstage segment. World Heavyweight Champion CM Punk bumps in the main event Jey Uso. Backstage, Uso says he saw what happened out there, something in his heart telling him to help Punk out. Punk asks if he can trust him. He is talking to main event Jey Uso or Little Roman. Uso says he's talking to the main event. If he were champion, the division will be coming after him. They're not going to stop. Uso tells Punk to let him help him. Uso wants to help this division problem. Punk says he's going to get his gear on. They bump fists and say, "Yee!" In the arena, Penta makes his entrance. He'll take on El Grande Americano next. We're going to go to commercial break. Penta versus El Grande Americano with Rayo and Bravo Americano. Referee Jessica Carr. The bell rings and Americano challenges Penta. Penta punches away at Americano and hits her Hurricanrana. Penta connects with a tilt-a world backbreaker. Penta ducks a clothesline, but Americano quickly slams him down for a 2 count. Americano blocks a boot and punches Penta. Penta punches and stomps Penta down the corner before putting him on the top rope. Americano rips at Penta's mask. Penta slides through his legs and super kicks him. Penta blocks a kick and hits a modified suplex for a 2 count. Penta goes for a second rope and signals for the end, but Americano pulls him down. Americano gets out of a Penta driver and hits a step-up enziguri. Penta quickly drops him on the apron and goes for a springboard. Americano punches him. They fight on the apron. Penta goes for a Mexican destroyer on the apron, but Americano gives him back by a drop on the apron. Americano then hits a baseball slide and mocks the Penta strut. And go to commercial break. Back from the break, Penta starts to make it to Americano come on lane with a reverse sling blade. Penta takes him down in the corner and makes a straight slingshot basement dropkick for a near fall. Penta goes to the second top rope and signals for the end. Americano catches him with an enziguri and pulls him off the ropes for a rolling Death Valley driver. Americano wrenches the arm and scales the top ropes, but Penta knocks him into a tree of woe. Penta super kicks him for a near fall, then go to a head-to-head trade strikes. Penta flips through back suplex, kicks him in the midsection, and hits a springboard tornado DDT. Penta wipes him out with a somersault senton at ringside. Americano slowly rolls into the ring. Bravo Americano sweeps Penta's feet. Jessica Carr realizes what happened and ejects Bravo from the ringside. Ray Americano gives the plate to Americano to load the mask. Penta ducks a headbutt and hits the backstabber. Penta heads to the top rope, so Rayo attacks. The referee ejects him from the ringside as well. Penta then wipes Ray out with a crossbody block to the floor. Penta kicks Americano, who was attempting with a flying headbutt with a loaded mask. Penta hits a Mexican destroyer for the win. Winner by pinfall, Penta. That was good. That was okay. Rayo and Bravo try to double team Penta, but he easily escapes them. The Americano family is frustrated. Video Kairi Sane says there will be no more disrespect shown to Asuka. Asuka says she is the one who is the true legend of the women's division. Because what Charlotte Flair did there at WrestleMania 34, breaking a streak. What they did last week was a small taste of what they are capable of. Footage is shown of the Kabuki Warriors being up women's tag team champions Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss. Also says they haven't forgotten about Bayley. Out of the kindness of their hearts, they let her walk off. Yeah, who could forget that stable? What's that stable called? That women's stable. Damage Control. Yeah, she um uh Asuka says that her kindness won't last forever. She'll do whatever it takes to prove that they are the most dominant tag team in the women's division. The Kabuki Warriors will battle Bayley and Lyra later on tonight. Kabuki Warriors will battle Bayley and Lyra Valkyrie later tonight. And we go commercial break. Dirty Dom addresses what's next for him. Intercontinental Champion, Intercontinental and Triple A Mega Champion Dirty Dum Dum makes his way to the ring. Yeah, I had to press mute on this because I don't want to hear this crap. This past Saturday, Mysterio defeated Penta and Rusev to retain the title. The crowd is giving Mysterio a really mixed reaction. Some people love him, while others don't. Mysterio tells him to bow down to the king of luchadores. On Saturday, he proved he is, without a doubt, the greatest Intercontinental Champion of all time. Yeah. He is the greatest Double-A Mega Champion of all time. Sure. Mysterio says he is the greatest luchador of all time. There isn't a man on this planet who can stop him. And here he is. WWE Hall of Famer Rey Mysterio makes his way to the ring. Thank God. We haven't seen Rey in months since sustaining his injury. Dum Dum is shocked to see his father. Joe Tessitore says Rey has been medically cleared. A holy shit chant breaks out. He stands in the ring with his son. Rey says Dominic looks surprised. Rey says Dum Dum can say he's the greatest champion of all time all day long. But when he draws the line, when he says he's the king of La Luchadores, every time Dominic says that, the crowd starts singing Dirty Dum Dum's name. Every time that Dominic says that, it insults to their family, their blood. Hold on a second, right? Came back, as I was saying, every time that Dominic says that, the Rey says, Dominic says he's the greatest champion of all time, all day long, but he draws the line when he says he's the king of the luchadores. Every time Dominic says that, the crowd starts singing Dirty Dum Dum's name. Every time that Dum Dum says that, it insults their family and their blood. Rey asks about El Santo, Blue Demon, and Eddie Guerrero. Edgar and the Master Eddie chant fires up nearly after 20 years after his death. Yep, that's what I said. Does Dominic think he's better than him? Dominic tells Rey to keep his father's name out of his mouth. Dum Dum, you idiot. Eddie is not your father. Rey is your father. Guess you think he was rude. You think he was right about that little custody thing. I bet Eddie must be storyline wise loving this. Dominic says he's better than them. Dominic is better than El Santo, Blue Demon, and Eddie Guerrero. There's one luchador Dominic Dum Dum knows is better than him, his father, Rey Mysterio. Rey says Dominic can disrespect him all he wants. He doesn't care. Rey won't let Dum Dum disrespect Lucha Libre. Rey takes his jacket off. Dum Dum asks what he's going to do. Rey is jealous. Rey is trying to steal his mustache. Hey, whoop his ass! Whoop his ass! Fires up chariot. Let's say just like WrestleMania, just like WrestleMania. WM was it WrestleMania 39? Was it WrestleMania 39? Yeah, WrestleMania 39. Yeah, Dum Dum has made the Mysterio name relevant. Not only that, but Dum Dum has surpassed everything Rey has ever done. What will he have to do? Kick Rey's ass again? Dum Dum tells Rey to listen to King of La Luchadores and get out of the ring. Rey looks down in shame before looking up to his son. Rey says he'll leave, but before he does, he'll understand three things. As long as Rey is around, Dum Dum will never be the King of Luchadores. As long as Rey is around, he will never be in Dominic's ring. As long as Rey is around, Dominic will never be the greatest Mysterio. Dum Dum throws his microphone aside and goes for a cheap shot, but Rey blocks it. Rey punches his son, but Dum Dum kicks in the midsection. Rey quickly hits a head scissor into the ropes. Rey hit his son with a 619. Rey hits the top rope, but Dum Dum rolls out of the ring to escape. Rey stands tall in the ring. Yeah, way to go, Rey. He deserved it. General Manager's Office Wwe Raw. GM Adam Pearce is drawing the names from a Tumblr. We'll find out who will be the last time. Will be in the Last Time Is Now tournament soon. Backstage segment. Bayley is pacing when Lyra Valkyrie walks up to her. They don't seem to be on the same page. Bayley says they need to focus on Kabuki Warriors. Valkyrie needs to know she can count on her. Bayley says if they are good. They slap hands and Bayley walks off. Commentators begin to talk until the women's Intercontinental Champion, the main whore Becky Lynch, jumps on the table. Lynch says the man is coming around and she's got a lot to get off her chest. Lynch says has been going through a lot the last few weeks. And who cares? She's got a husband who was injured at home. And that's tough titty. The Vision has lost their minds and ruined everything. Please, no, they didn't ruin everything. You and Seth you and your arrogant husband did all that to your damn selves. Lynch has been saddled with a crooked referee hell bent on holding her down. After all that, Pierce has sent her home to cool down. Lynch says she's a definition of cool. The only cool thing to come out of New Mexico is a show how much meth these people do. Maxine Dupree is not cool, but she's lucky she's got to step in the ring with her and live to tell the tale. Dupree won't shut up about it. Now, how about if you shut the fuck up, Becky?
FanDuel's drop.
Hold on a second. Yeah, Maxine. He said Maxine Dupree is not cool. She's lucky because she got to step in the ring with her and live to the tale of tale. Dupree won't shut up about it. Crowds make her feel like she belongs, but Dupree doesn't. You have to survive in this business by being lucky. You have to be good. Lynch is the best. Sports Illustrated and Bleacher Report say it. Lynch is a lifelong student of the game. This isn't a test Dupree can cram for. Dupree can train with the best. The next time they're in the ring, they'll in the ring they're one wrong move and it'll be last for Dupree. Lynch says, "Welcome to the big time." Lynch storms off. Cry me a river, cry me a river, Becky. Just shut the fuck up. And cry to your arrogant, injured husband. The Kabuki Warriors make their entrance. Asuka and Becky go to face before Lynch walks off. Tag team match: the Kabuki Warriors versus Bayley and Lyra Valkyria. Referees Eddie Rango. Lyra Valkyria will start against Asuka. They lock up and Valkyria quickly takes her down. Asuka grabs a wrist lock before applying a hammerlock. Valkyrie twists out and takes her down. And Asuka kips up and slams Valkyrie down before kicking her in the spine several times. Asuka puts her foot on her chest for a pin, but Valkyrie kicks her out before 1. Asuka talks trash, so Valkyrie slaps her. Valkyrie avoids the kick and kicks her in the midsection. Asuka reverses a whip, but Valkyrie does a cartwheel, sweeps her feet, and hits a basement dropkick for a 2 count. Bayley and Kyrie tag Zayn in. Asuka didn't want to go against Bayley. Bayley rolls Zayn up for a 2 count. Zayn strategizes with Asuka, but Zayn quickly gets out of the ring and kicks Bayley. Bayley reverses a whip, but Zayn hits a head scissor takeover. Zayn goes for a sliding forearm, but Bayley counters up for a roll up and for a 2 count. Zayn hits a spinning elbow and chops her chest. Bayley quickly drops her on the apron and shows her back, and Zayn comes off the top rope with a diving forearm to pick up a 2 count. Zayn applies a side headlock, but Bayley hits a back suplex. Asuka won't tag in. Asuka didn't want to tag in. Valkyria tags in. Bayley and Valkyria team up to take Zayn down for a 2 count. Valkyrie hits a Northern Lights suplex for a near fall. Valkyrie goes for a suplex, but Zayn gets out. Asuka blind tags in and tags Valkyrie. Valkyrie takes the Kabuki Warriors down with a running crossbody block. The Kabuki Warriors get out of the ring and avoid a wrecking ball dropkick. Asuka pulls her down and hits a nasty German suplex on the floor. The Kabuki Warriors pose on a commentary table. Back from the break, Zayn is taking it to Valkyrie. Valkyrie crushes her with a sit-down powerbomb. That looked rough. Asuka and Bayley tag in. Bayley hits a pair of clotheslines followed by a Dez press and some punches. Bayley stomps Asuka off the middle rope and knees her in the head. Bayley comes off the second rope with a diving elbow drop for a 2 count. Bayley sends Asuka into the ropes, but Zayn blind tags in. Bayley keeps going for Asuka at ringside, so Zayn comes off the apron with a diving clothesline. Zayn puts Bayley in the ring and leaps, but Bayley moves, goes for a roll up, but Bayley stops it and hits Bayley with a belly to belly for a near fall. Zayn gets out of a rose plant. Zayn sends Bayley to the corner and Bayley knocks Asuka down. Bayley hits Zayn with a sunset flip into the bottom turnbuckle. Valkyrie tags in and hits a diving drop for a near fall. Valkyrie cannot believe it. Valkyrie puts Zayn in the corner and sets her up on the top rope. Asuka distracts Valkyrie and so Zayn knocks her down. Bayley and Asuka get into it at ringside, but they don't come to blows. Zayn hits a double stump to Valkyrie and covers, but Bayley breaks it up. Zayn quickly boots Valkyrie back and comes off the second rope with a crossbody block attempt, but Valkyrie catches her. Bayley tags in. Valkyrie hits a backbreaker and Bayley hits a diving elbow drop 1-2. Asuka pulls Bayley out of the ring. Valkyrie takes Asuka out with a wrecking ball dropkick. Zayn rolls Bayley out up for a 2 count. Bayley quickly grabs Zayn. Valkyrie tags in. Asuka pulls Valkyrie off the apron. Zayn attacks Bayley and Zayn rolls Valkyrie into a ring and tags Asuka in. The Wwe Warriors go for a finisher and Bayley thwarts it. Asuka shoves Valkyrie into Bayley and rolls her up for a 2 count. Valkyrie goes for a spinning board move, but Asuka counters into an Asuka lock. Valkyrie taps out. Wins by submission. Kabuki Warriors. The Kabuki Warriors top Valkyrie into women's tag team champions. WWE Women's Tag Team Champions Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss run down for the save. The Kabuki Warriors quickly get out of the ring before anything happens. Bayley checks on Valkyrie. Asuka and Zayn signal that they want the titles. Last Monday on Raw, JD McDonagh defeated Sheamus after Finn Balor hits him with a shillelagh. The Judgment Day Clubhouse, Finn Balor and JD McDonagh are getting ready when Roxanne Perez and Raquel Rodriguez sadly come in. Raquel will be facing Stephanie Vaquer for the Women's World Championship next week. Raw Women's World Championship. Furious Dirty Dum Dum comes in and is pissed off that his deadbeat dad is back. Mysterio asks where they were. Balor says they were invited, so Mysterio has to do this on his own. Balor says they are going to win their tag titles back. Balor gives a shillelagh to Mysterio and tells him to keep it safe. Mysterio is confused. Rodriguez says he is the reason they put their titles on the line in the first place. Perez talks to Mysterio and tells him to be the bigger man. Perez says he's the king of luchadors. Mysterio agrees. World Tag Team Champions AJ Styles and Dragon Lee head to the ring to defend their titles against Finn Balor and JD McDonagh next. And go to commercial break. World Tag Team Championship AJ Styles and Dragon Lee, the champions versus Judgment Day and Finn Balor and JD McDonagh. Referee is Danilo Fibio. The bell rings and Finn Balor and JD McDonagh blindside them. McDonagh hits Dragon Lee with a Saku knee for a 2 count. McDonagh knocks AJ Styles off the apron and hits Lee with a snapmare. Balor hits a slingshot stomp and tags McDonagh in, who hits a springboard moonsault for a near fall. McDonagh puts Lee on the top rope and tags Balor in. Balor hits a mask, so Lee elbows him off. Lee knocks McDonagh back in the ring, driving his elbow back on Balor. Charges, but Lee Styles stats and Lee takes McDonagh out with a sense running hurricanrana off the apron. Lee shows Balor and hits a front sunset flip, but Balor rolls through and hits a basement drop kick for a near fall. Balor puts Lee in the corner and chops the chest. Balor hits a snapmare and knees him in the back before applying a rear chin lock. Lee fights out and flips through a clothesline and sits out a powerbomb. Styles tags in and hits Balor with a combo strike followed by a sliding forearm. McDonagh runs in, but Styles hits a back body drop. Styles avalanches Balor and hits through the Ishigori. Styles hits the Judgment Day with a plancha. Then goes to commercial break. Back from the break, we see Lee and Balor tag in. Lee takes it to Balor and hits a snap German suplex. Lee takes Balor down when it hits a slingshot basement drop kick. Lee sizes Balor up, but Balor hits a sling blade. Balor hits a shotgun corner drop kick and hits the top rope. Lee avoids the coup de grace and rolls him up for a 2 count. Lee goes for a reverse DDT, but Balor counters him with a falling elbow drop. Styles and McDonald tag in. Styles forearms away at McDonald. McDonald reverses a whip. And Styles hits Dirty Dum Dum with a baseball slide. Mysterio distracts the referee as Styles rolls through McDonald up. McDonald holds Styles down as Balor goes for a coup de grace. But Styles moves and Balor absorbs the hold. Styles knocks Mysterio away, sending Balor into him. Styles sets up for a Styles clash, but McDonald drops him on the apron. Styles knocks McDonald back and hits a phenomenal forearm. 1-2 Balor breaks it up with a double stomp. Balor strategizes with Mysterio. Mysterio goes to hit Styles with the title, but Sheamus runs him over with a clothesline. Sheamus kicks Mysterio away as the referee holds him back. Balor hits Styles with a shillelagh. 1-2, Lee breaks it up. Sheamus attacks Mysterio at the ringside before sending him into the barricade, kneeing him in the mouth. Lee hits Balor with a hurricanrana out of the ring and connects with a somersault senton. Styles stumbles around the ring. McDonald boots him back. McDonald goes for a hurricanrana, but Styles counters it into a Styles clash for the win. Winners by pinfall, still World Tag Team Champions AJ Styles and Dragon Lee. Backstage segment. Raw Women's World Champion Stephanie Vicari is leaving when Nikki Bella stops her. Bella apologizes for losing and getting Vicari in a title match against Raquel Rodriguez. Bella says she is rusty and making bad decisions. Bella's wondering why she's here anymore. Vicari stops her and says she is Nikki Bella. She is amazing. Vicari tells her to believe in herself because she paved the way for this division. They embrace and Bella looks moved. Bella wishes Vicari luck and will cheer her on next week. Maybe might turn heel. The WrestleMania 42 commercial starring Cole Rhodes, Roman Reigns, CM Punk, Brock Lesnar, and Shawn. I don't know why they're doing it in Vegas again. Stupid. Locker room segment. Main event, Jey Uso is warming up when Paul Heyman walks in. Heyman says Uso always kept him guessing. He can't figure out why Uso would team with the man who prevented him from becoming the World Heavyweight Champion 2 days ago. Uso says he has a lot of people in his ear, but he respects Punk for beating him with no tricks. Uso doesn't want to care what the tribal chief or Jimmy would say. All he cares about what he thinks about himself. Heyman says he likes that. Heyman asks the Bronze to wait, but leashes are off. It's an all-out war with the roster if Heyman doesn't want to conform to the division and gets smacked in the door. Heyman says Uso's a vision of his own. Heyman wishes him luck and leaves, leaving Jey in thought. Okay, 11:59 right now. Wow, that time really goes fast, man. Gonna go to commercial break. Raw General GM Adam Pearce says Rusev battled the main Priest in last time is now a tournament first round match. You also see Shinsuke Nakamura battle Sheamus in last time is now tournament first round match. General Manager Nick Aldis will reveal the next 2 matches on SmackDown. Next week on John Cena will appear on Belson on the final time. On top of the 2 last time is now tournament matches. The Kabuki Warriors will battle Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss for the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship. Stephanie Vicari will also face Raquel Rodriguez for the Raw Women's World Championship online. Arena Concourse. Main event, Jey Uso standing with some fired up fans. He makes his entrance. The main event is next. Tag team match. Main event, Jey Uso versus in the World Heavyweight Champion CM Punk versus Division. Braun Breaker and Big Bronson Ring with Paul Heyman. Referee is Sean Bennett. Okay, it's 12 a.m. right now. Last night, Jey Uso will start against Bronson Reed, get locked up, and Reed powers him up to the corner before punching him in the midsection. Reed sends him to the opposite corner, but Uso slingshots him over and punches away at him. Punk tags in and comes off the top rope with a double axe handle shoulder. Punk wrenches the arm, but Reed floors him with a clothesline. Braun Breaker tags in and he stomps on lower back. Breaker hits an exploder suplex. Punk pulls himself up and elbows Breaker. Uso tags in and hit Breaker with a double team back suplex. They clothesline Breaker off the top rope before punching away at Reed. They fight him off, but Uso avoids an avalanche. Punk knees Reed in the face. And Uso connects with a super kick. Punk holds the top rope down as Uso hits the Vision with a diving punch. And go to commercial break. We return for the final break of the evening to see Breaker and Punk with a belly to belly over the head throw. Reed tags in and Breaker jumps on his back as he splashes Punk for a near fall. Reed sends Punk into the ropes, but of back elbow. Breaker tags in and punches the World Heavyweight Champion in the face. Breaker shows Punk in the midsection a few times before taunting Uso. Breaker hits Punk with a running knee and talks trash to Uso. Breaker hits Punk with a running knee to the face and saunters around the ring. Breaker charges again, but Punk moves and Breaker sails over the top rope. The Reed tags in and drops an elbow on Punk before knocking Uso to the floor. The Tribal Thief mocks Roman, pointing to the sky. Breaker tags in and the Vision sends Punk to the ropes for a double team. Double team. Jack lung blower. 1-2, Uso breaks it up. Breaker pulls the straps down and sets him up for the end. Breaker goes for a Gorilla Press Punk, but gets out of it and hits a swinging Breaker. Reed and Reed tag in, and Uso punches away at Reed before doing some theatrics and rocking him with the right hand. Uso rips his shirt off and uppercuts him. Reed blocks his kick, but Uso hits an enziguri. Uso kicks Reed down in the corner and gets the crowd going with some yeets. Uso connects with a running hip attack in the corner, but Reed is down. Uso goes to the top rope, but Reed tosses up and goes for a jagged edge. Uso slides off and hits a spear. 1-2, Breaker breaks it up. Punk hits Breaker with a diving clothesline before hitting with a plancha at ringside. In the ring, Uso sidesteps Reed and sends him out of the ring. Uso hits a suicide dive. Punk boots Reed in the head, but Reed takes him down. The referee is counting them out. The referee counts to 10, and we got a double count out. Uso sends Breaker into the steel steps. Punk goes for a suplex on the floor, and Reed stops it. Uso and Punk double team Reed. Punk clears the commentary table as Uso knocks over the Prime Energy hydration station. Punk puts Reed on the table. All of a sudden, Breaker crushes Uso with a spear at ringside. Punk attacks Breaker, so Reed avalanches him down. Reed Uso into the ring as the crowd chants OTC. Reed holds Uso up, and Breaker spears him down. Crowd is barking and barking. Reed heads to the top rope and flattens Uso with a tsunami. Punk gets in the ring. Uso's steel chair chases him off. Reed and Breaker go under the ring and grab two chairs. Punk looks worried. Breaker Reed gets in the ring with the chairs. Breaker, Logan Paul runs down with brass knuckles and stands alongside Punk. Paul smashes Punk with the brass knuckles. A shocked Paul Heyman holds Breaker and Reed back, and the crowd loudly boos. Paul approaches Heyman, and Heyman says, "If he hits me, kill him." Paul holds the brass knuckles in front of Heyman and hands them to him. Heyman smiles and stares up at Paul as the show ends. Man, the crowd, I don't know why the fans were loving this crap tonight. All his fans, they really swerved us. We all thought that Jey Uso was going to join the Vision, but it was really Logan Paul here. They really swerved us last night. Stupid show last night. in Albuquerque. Well, that'll do for my that'll say for my little review. Now I don't know what it's time for. It's time for Justin's time with history, all the wrestling birthdays, pop culture, and history, and all that stuff. Let's go to Sunday. I already got did the stuff for Saturday. Let's go to Sunday, September the 2nd, and then I'm going to yesterday's. Okay. Last Sunday was a happy 80 first birthday to Michael Buffer, the man who says, "Ooh, let's get ready to rumble." Charmel, Booker T's wife, she turns 51 last Sunday. Let's see, November 2nd, on WWF. WWF Championship Wrestling. King Tonga, Ricky Steamboat, and Junkyard defeated Jim Haley and Mr. X and Rusty Brooks. Mr. Don Morocco defeated Rick Hunter. Pedro Morales and Tio Santana defeated Jerry Adams and Terry Gibbs. Macho Man Randy Savage and Miss Elizabeth defeated Jim Powers. The Killer Bees, Brian Blair and Jim Brunzell defeated Joe Murto and Steve Lombardi. And Roddy Piper defeated Rick McGraw by ref decision. And both rest in peace to both Roddy Piper and Rick McGraw. And Rick McGraw, he died on September 2nd, 1985, because this was taped before it's just his last match. It was original tape October 22nd, 1985. The Dream Team Bruce the Bobby King, Greg the Hammer Valentine with Johnny V defeated Paul Roman and Rick McGraw to obtain the WWE Tag Team Championship. The Junkyard Dog defeated Ted Grizzly. Leaping Lane Poffo and Tony Atlas defeated Barry O and Mr. X. Terry Funk with Jimmy Hart defeated Sir J. Jordan. Cole Percussion defeated Brian McNamee. British Bulldogs David Boy Smith and Dynamite Kid defeated Iron Mike Sharp and Steve Lombardi. And Saturday night's main event took place, a Halloween edition, on day November the 2nd, 1985. It was a Halloween edition, took place. Terry Funk with Jimmy Hart defeated Junkyard Dog. Hulk Hogan, Andre the Giant with Captain Lou Albano defeating King Kong Bundy and Big John Studd with Bob Burnham by DQ. Macho Man Randy Savage and Miss Elizabeth versus Tio Santana in the double con for the Intercontinental title. Ricky Dragon Steaming with defeated Mr. Fuji. Mr. Don Morocco Kung Fu Challenge. And rest in peace to And we see Roddy Piper getting pranked, Halloween prank by kids and stuff. And we see a little Halloween game everybody the superstars are playing. Then on WWE on Monday Night Raw, don't forget the Facts of Life episode, Do While, guest star El DeBarrios, November 2nd, 1985, that same day. Yeah, Monday Night Raw took place at the Pepsi Center in Denver, Colorado. Kevin Owens defeated Dolph Ziggler. Cesaro defeated The Miz by submission. Lucha Dragons, Sin Cara and Kalisto defeated Sheamus and King Barrett. Alberto Del Rio defeated R-Truth. Paige defeated Becky Lynch, Sasha Banks, and Brie Bella in the Fatal 4, to be number one contender for Divas Championship. Roman Reigns defeated Dean Ambrose and Ryback, and the Usos defeated Seth Rollins and Kevin Owens in a New Day. DQ in a 5-on-5 elimination tag team match. Let's see what else. And let's see. Now WWE Breaking Ground. Breaking Ground is the second episode of docuseries focusing life in NXT. I think William Shatner was a narrator. A highlight was Dana Brooke being featured as she tried to differentiate herself from other trainees. The episode also included footage from the tryouts where athletes struggled with basic instructions on footwork from coaches like Bill DeMott. Okay, that's going to November 3rd, yesterday. Don Marie turned 55 yesterday. Jackie Gator turned 45 or 46 yesterday. She's Charlie Haas's wife. She turned she's either 44 or 40, either 45 or 44. Puerto Rican female wrestler Zeus turned 37 yesterday. Cameron, Naomi's former tag team partner, Felton Dactyl, she turned 38 yesterday. Andrade turned 36 yesterday. Andrade Cien is really now he's Andrade El Diablo. I see November 2nd, 19 see. Yeah, this was the Saturday's main event for 1985 Homies versus leading up to the Wrestling Classic. And November 3rd, 1985, they're showing highlights of everything that's going on around wrestling. And I'm seeing. You see a highlight from September 22nd, September 23rd, 1985 Madison Square Garden. Randy Savage with Miss Lou defeated Paul Roma at 6:57 after hitting twice with a flying elbow smash. This in 1995, November 3rd, 1995, a couple movies released in theaters. Uh, Fair Game starring William Baldwin and supermodel Cindy Crawford. I know Jetty, a friend of mine from Pittsburgh, remembers that movie. Home for the Holiday starring Holly Hunter, Robert Downey Jr., Steve Guttenberg, and the late Anne Bancroft. And all-star cast was in that movie too. And Gold Diggers, The Secret Bear Man, starring one of my favorite actresses, Anna Klumsky and Christina Ricci. And Total Eclipse starring Leonardo DiCaprio and Total Eclipse starring Leonardo DiCaprio and British actor David Thewlis. That's sad. Sorry. Yesterday, November 3rd, 2005, there was a Thursday edition of TNA Impact. It was a six-man tag team match. Jeff Hardy and Lance White and Sabu defeated Diamonds in the Rough. They used keeper Simon Diamond. And then with singles match, Mike Brown defeated Brian Gambler. Another six-man tag team match. AJ Styles, Austin Aries, and Sonny Dutt defeated Alex Shelley, Christopher Daniels, and Samoa Joe. Team 3D, Brother Devon, Brother Wade defeated Team Canada, Bobby Roode, and Eric Young with A1 and Scott D'Amore. Ultimate X match, P. Williams with Scott D'Amore defeated Chris Sabin and Matt Bentley with Tracy Brooks. In NWA World Heavyweight title match, Jeff Jarrett defeated Rhino. And that's it. That'll do it. I'm the Godfather Soldier, same as late Chad Henshaw. Say all the dress up chub checker, sing like Lion Richard, dance like James Brown, like to get in that hot tub. Gonna be sweat, gonna be dry, gonna be wet. Referring to Eddie Murphy doing an impression of James Brown on Saturday Night Live. I never grew up back in the 80s. I never grew up back in the 80s. I grew up in the 90s. I saw reruns of Saturday Night Live, old school Saturday Night Live when I was little on Comedy Central. So, Hope all have a good night. I'm out here. Peace. No music tonight. No music this morning. Yeah, it's 12:21. Hope all have a good morning. I'm out here. Peace.